Hey everybody, welcome to the Damsels in Debate podcast. I'm your host Tina, and I'm sorry, but you're stuck with just me again. Hey, if you don't like it, don't listen. But if you do like it, yay, I am so glad and so grateful. If you couldn't figure it out from my very witty title of this episode, I am going to be talking about some Oscar-related stuff. I like the Oscars, but, I don't put a whole lot of stock into them. I always like to see, what movies and what actors and crew are nominated for the big tentpole categories. And, of course, I love to check out everyone's outfits, mainly the women's dresses for this actual ceremony, but I never watch the whole show. It's just too long and filled with stuff I don't really care about. But this year's show has me a slight bit more interested because I have actually seen or want to see some of the majority of the big time movies. As of right now, I've seen 5 out of the 9 Best Picture nominees, and 2 of the ones that I have not seen, Wolf of Wall Street and 12 Years a Slave, I really want to see. Nebraska and Philomena, oh God, I'm really butchering that title, aren't I? I'm whatever about those, but yeah, the other ones I'm good with. What would be my pick for Best Picture? Hard to say. It's definitely not American Hustle or Captain Phillips. I'd probably go with Gravity. That and Her were the 2 I enjoyed the most. Were there any snubs? That's another thing everybody always wants to talk about. Well, of course, I always think there's snubs, hence me not putting any real feeling into the Oscars. They're just a bunch of people's collective opinions. That being said, if I had to pick any Oscar-y type snubs, I'm doing my air quotes when I say that, I'd have to go with Daniel Bruhl for Best Actor, or I don't know if it would be Best Actor or Best Supporting Actor, because him and Chris Hemsworth pretty much are split down the middle with screen time. But anyway, Daniel Bruhl for his performance as Niki Lauda in Rush. I thought he did a fantastic job playing this character because he really comes off as a major asshole most of the time, but you still sympathize with him and you want him to succeed. So yeah, I would definitely pick Daniel Bruhl for Rush. And the only other one that I immediately thought of when I saw the nominations was no visual effects nomination for Pacific Rim. Say what? I mean, for real. Did you guys see that movie? What the hell? But anyway, you guys have heard my takes on Dallas Buyers Club, American Hustle, and Gravity. And if you haven't heard them, they're a couple episodes back. You'll be able to find them. It's pretty easy. I did manage to check out a couple more Oscar-nominated movies recently, so now I'm going to briefly go over those and my feelings towards them. I will say that there are probably going to be a few light spoilers for these movies, so if you haven't seen them yet or whatever, you just don't want to get spoiled, just don't listen to the rest of this episode. And if you have seen them, let's see if you agree with me. So, first up is Blue Jasmine. This Woody Allen film is not nominated for Best Picture, but the ladies of it are nominated for the 2 major acting categories. Cate Blanchett for Best Actress and Sally Hawkins for Best Supporting Actress. It also stars Alec Baldwin, Bobby Cannavale, Louis C.K., Peter Sarsgaard, and Andrew Dice Clay. Definitely did a double take when I read that last name in the opening credits. This movie is definitely a drama. There's a couple of little funny parts here and there, but there's also some pretty sad stuff going on. I didn't cry, so if you're wondering. And now, okay, don't kick me out of the movie club here, but it's only my second Woody Allen movie. But it's the first Woody Allen movie that I actually enjoyed. You have any guess on what the other one was? It was Match Point. I know Annie Hall is one I'm supposed to see, but whatever. Anyway, all of the actors are great in this, even Mr. Dice Clay. Blanchett and Hawkins are fantastic, and in my opinion, definitely deserve the nominations. They're great. I also got to say Bobby Cannavale was good. He really sucked you in. And There's definitely a little bit of a Blanche Dubois vibe going on with Jasmine. And the ending is a little too open-ended for me. You know, I like to have conclusions reached at the end of my movies. But I definitely enjoyed this movie. The music was lovely. I really liked the soundtrack. And the acting was superb. And oh my goodness. Kate Blanchett looked fantastic in this movie. And, you know, I don't even really care about that fashionista stuff at all, really. But she looked really good. Yeah, this is a good movie. I enjoyed it. It's currently at Redbox, and I'm pretty sure it's on Amazon Instant. So I'd say it's well worth $1 or $2 to check it out. It's a good movie. Definitely not an action movie, though. Let's see here. The next up is the Best Picture and Best Supporting Actor nominee, Captain Phillips. This one is based on a true story. I vaguely remember hearing about this when it happened. It was like, 5 years ago, maybe? I don't know. It didn't really register on my radar. But anyway, the main event here is Tom Hanks. And Hanks does a good job. I wouldn't say it's his best acting. You know, like we're not really in Castaway territory here. But, you know, I believed him. I was in the moment. And his nemesis or whatever, the bad guy in the movie, the lead pirate, is played by, now Oscar nominee. And I know, I'm sorry, I know I'm going to mess this name up. Barkhad Abdi. He was really good. Doesn't he look like he could be Michael K. Williams' younger brother or like cousin or something? I think it's the eyes. They have very similar eyes. Well, anyway. This movie was okay. I didn't love it. In fact, I got a little bored throughout it. I thought it was a little too long. I think it was a little bit over 2 hours, and I definitely felt the 2 hours. And I'm very glad I didn't go to the theater to check it out. I rented it. Some stuff, and I mean, I guess it's how it really happened, but some stuff seemed a little bit unbelievable to me, or they were stretching it a bit. Like there were no firearms on the ship, and I don't know, just a couple other little things. It was all right, but definitely not my favorite of these 3 movies I'm reviewing here, and definitely not my top choice for Best Picture. And last but not least is Her. Not him, Her. This is the Dude Has an Affair with His Phone movie. When I first heard about this, I was like, yeah, I don't know. Like, because if it was a thriller or a horror, okay, you know, I'll go along with it. I could see that going on. But it's like a straight drama? Nah, I was pretty skeptical. But as it turns out, I really enjoyed this movie, and I really didn't expect to. I figured I was going to get bored, especially since most of the time you're just watching Joaquin Phoenix chatting on his phone. There's no, real action going on. It's a lot of dialogue. But no, held my interest the entire time. I liked how it was set in the future, sometime in the not too distant future, but it wasn't, hitting you over the head with it. There were just a bunch of little differences. And I liked like the fashion differences and stuff like that. There was a bunch of little things going on. And I also liked how in this future, and probably what's going to happen in real life, everyone is on their electronic devices constantly, and people barely interact with each other. But it's just the accepted, like it's the norm, The movie does show, especially at the end, how human interaction is needed and is better, but it's not super in your face about it. So I really enjoyed the subs. Whew, I cannot talk. I really enjoyed how subtle this movie was. And the color scheme, it was like a lot of like pastels and cool and soft looking. And I love the way they shot. I just really enjoyed the movie all around from a filmmaking standpoint and from a story standpoint. One little dumb thing though, and this is just because I watched too many creepy movies, but I kept waiting for things to take a sinister turn. Like when he went on a date and the OS was asking him about it, I was like, oh shit, she's going to get possessive and it's going to start to get weird. Or when he went to the snow-covered cabin and they kept showing shots of these big icicles, I was like, oh no, he's going to get run through with an icicle, and his OS will be screaming and crying as he dies. And then at the very end, when she like vaguely tells him that she and the other OSs are leaving, I was like, they are totally going to go form Skynet. Also, like, okay, so if your OS just straight up abandons you, do you get like a refund or a new one, or what? Like, what's the customer service thing going on with this? That was another thing that kept coming up in my head. But no, I mean, really, all jokes aside, I definitely enjoy this movie a lot. If you get the chance to see it, I would go check it out. And it's a fun one to discuss with people, with real people, face to face. Oh, God. So yeah, that pretty much sums up Tina's Oscar batch or whatever. It's a shorter episode, but I did see 3 whole movies and I didn't want to have to tack this on to another episode and make it super long. Hopefully I will get to see Wolf of Wall Street in 12 Years a Slave before March, whenever the hell the telecast is coming on. But if not, I will survive. I'll just have to let it go, let it go. Yeah, okay, I just totally sang in the middle of this podcast. But did you guys see Frozen? I mean, it's a cute movie, and it's totes gonna win Best Animated Feature, and definitely could win Best Original Song, in my opinion. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't even remember the other songs that were nominated. Oh God. But yeah, that's it. This episode is a pretty short one, and that's all my Oscar talk. If you guys have any snubs or want to tell me your Best Picture nominees or anything, talk about any of these movies, you can email us at damselsindebate@gmail.com, or you can post a comment on this episode on our website, damselsindebate.com, and you can also stream all our episodes from there. And you can also find us on iTunes and Stitcher. You can subscribe to us and rate and review us on there. And we are also on Twitter and on Facebook. You can like our page or follow us or tweet us or any of that stuff. We appreciate all feedback. Even if you just want to say, you can bring up any movie. It doesn't matter. We're always looking for new stuff. So yeah, that's it for this episode. And hopefully we'll have one next week with Vanessa, because I know you guys must miss her. All right. Everybody have a good day, and I'll talk to you later.